I'm Stu Taylor. I'm CEO and co-founder of Algomi, and this is Usman Khan, my co-founder and CTO of Algomi. So Algomi is a 95-person firm. We've got offices in London and New York. In the 2 years since we founded the company, we've actually already secured investment from Lakestar. For those who don't know Lakestar, they're one of the original investors in Spotify, in Airbnb, in Facebook. And really what Algomi does, we provide a social networking take on software to banks and investment firms in the fixed income bond market. So our existing clients include global investment banks. We have the likes of Deutsche Bank, HSBC, the largest bank in Asia, Credit Suisse, Nomura. We have some of the largest investment managers in the world, people like AllianceBernstein and JP Morgan Investment Management. Some of the largest insurance companies are clients of Algomi, like AXA. Some of the largest sovereign wealth funds, like Norges of Norway, who run the oil fund. And some of the largest hedge funds, like Blue Bay, who deal in the corporate bond market. They're all existing Algomi clients. And what we do is we run what we call the honeycomb network. We connect bond buyers and bond sellers. Now, hopefully, all of you have some sort of pension investments, and I think your 401k or employer pension plan is part of the $2.5 trillion US corporate pension market. And it means indirectly, almost all of you are going to be invested in some way in corporate bonds. So I'm going to tell you actually how this works in the real world, in the institutional world of corporate bonds. So the person who manages your plan is often trying to switch from one bond to another to get a better return. So let's say I'm BlackRock, and I'm looking to buy $50 million of an Intel bond on behalf of you and other retail investors. And just for clarity, unlike many of the retail companies you've seen today, a typical trade on our platform may be $5 million. In fact, it may be $100 million. So as BlackRock, we've decided to buy these bonds. So I simply log it into Honeycomb. Now here's the challenge. Bonds, unlike equities, often only trade a few times a year. There's no bond exchange. So instead, I'm going to be trading directly with one of the big global investment banks like JP Morgan, Citi, Deutsche Bank. And the problem is, this is a 50 million trade, and if news gets out that I'm trying to buy, the market will react and prices will rise. And that's bad for your 401k. Now, this is the sort of challenge that's faced by managers like BlackRock every single day. Pre the 2008 crisis, the banks may well have had the bonds in stock and could just sell to me instantly. Now they can't take risk. You've all heard of regulations like Dodd-Frank. Well, this now has a very real impact on the market. So they only want to match me with buyers and sellers. So what I, as BlackRock, need to know is which global bank is best placed to connect me with the real sellers in the market without broadcasting it to the whole market. Information leakage is the heart of this. And this is what Honeycomb does. So let's see what I should do. So here I am in Honeycomb. We see all the bonds I'm currently looking to buy and sell. Here's my bond. Blue is buy, red is sell. So I click in. And what is happening is Honeycomb is now going inside the trading systems of some of the largest investment banks in the world, going through all their trading data to see which will be my best trading partner. So here on this screen, we see 4 banks. So if we take that bank in the top left corner, we see it says T30. They've done a trade in this specific bond in the last 30 days. They're also saying they missed inquiry, M2, in the last 2 days, so something really quite recent. They're saying they've got portfolio data. They know who holds this bond in the market, and therefore they can make the right phone calls to help source me the bond, PF for portfolio. And more importantly, they're saying something hot is going on right now. And actually, pictorially, I can see if I just step back, that there's actually just seems to be more stuff on this bond at this bank. So I'm going to select this bank as my partner for the trade. So what Honeycomb has done, it's done this analysis across multiple banks, so globally, and it's done it in milliseconds. And actually, Honeycomb will continue to listen for events. So if any salesperson at any bank in the world has an inquiry, touches this bond, I'm going to get to hear about it. Think of it as a sort of live, continual search. There's over 100,000 corporate bonds in this sort of US alone. So not every bank trades every bond. So just to go ahead with this now, so let's click on this, and I've selected the dealer. So I decide to open up a little bit. I'm not going to tell the dealer about my $50 million trade. As you can see, it will be market moving. But I decide to open up a little. So I'm going to suggest I'm a buyer of maybe 5 million, just to get the conversation going. And what happens is, as soon as I do that, I basically have a chat opens with the bank, and what Honeycomb has done is it's basically connected me with the salesperson at the bank, but also the right salesperson for this bond. Now, over at the bank, the sales guy is told about the 5 million. And this pops up on software that we install inside the banks. We also supply software to the banking community as well. And this software is, in effect, connecting salespeople with each other on a trade-by-trade basis. So when the salesperson clicks on a link, he gets a chat directly with me at BlackRock. But he also gets a network of other salespeople in his own firm, in this case, nine of maybe, say, 200 global salespeople in this massive investment bank who've got clients who could maybe sell me the bond. So a typical bank trading floor probably gets in excess of 10,000 new trading opportunities a day. There's no way the sales guy can possibly know who else in his own firm could help. So now I buy the bond from this bank. Maybe they've sourced 25 million from a client in London, maybe another 25 million from another account in Paris. But your 401k just got into a bond without leaking huge amounts of noise into the market. The whole process works just the same for selling bonds. And do this right and do this often enough, maybe retire early. So how do we make money? As you can see, billions of dollars go over the Honeycomb network every week, and this is high-value business for the banks. And we simply get paid for each connection. We charge a few $1,000s per connection per month. With over 8,000 active institutional investors and over 200 bank sponsors to play middleman, this can add up. So we are Algomi, and thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.